before the season started, we wanted to do this, the Would You Rather Caleb Williams edition. We did it with Justin Fields. Um,
Now, what are the parameters for this? Are
Oh, we
we
talked about this
basically
before. We're just still for this season, like we do. Like we'll talk about for this season. It's not if we're talking if we. It's unfair to do the future because there's like realistically there's only like 4 guys, 5 guys, like you would say move forward. But we'll talk about going into this season. Who would you rather have, Caleb Williams or? And we'll start with all right, the AFC. It's not dragging on too long. AFC West, Gardner Minshew.
Caleb Williams?
Or Aiden O'Connell, obviously. I think it'll be Gardner Minshew, but yeah, Caleb Williams. Gardner's great. I think Gardner Minshew is underrated. I didn't realize how this graphic that's going around is like his stats next to Trevor Lawrence's stats, and they're basically the same. So that's interesting. But yeah, obviously Caleb Williams is better than Gardner Minshew. Bo Nix.
Caleb Williams.
Same thing, Caleb Bose. I don't know. He's better. I think he'll be better than advertised. I think
I think
Sean
Bo
Payton.
Nix will be a. I think Bo Nix will give a good run for the money for Rookie of the Year.
I agree. I think he'll be number 2, even though I don't think Jaden. I think him. I think Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels, and Caleb Hall are going to have pretty good years. Obviously
Any of
Jaden.
those guys are a good bet,
Yeah,
realistically.
yeah. Um, Patrick Mahomes.
There's
The
no
who we
question.
yeah. I mean, I'm just saying it for lip service, but the goat, the future goat. As much as I'm a huge Tom Brady fan, I see Patrick Mahomes winning that many. When it when Tom Brady won his 7th, even his 6th, it seemed like no one would ever get close. And then you know what I mean, we saw Patrick Mahomes play last year with a pretty, I mean, they had a top 10 defense, but a pretty average offense around him, and they looked unstoppable in the playoffs at least. And he's kept it's like, but yes, Patrick Mahomes. Hopefully, we got many head-to-head Super Bowls between Mahomes and Caleb in the future. And then I think this one is close. Justin Herbert.
I don't think it's close at all. It's Justin Herbert for me.
I guess. I mean, I'm just saying. I think talent wise, I think I expect Caleb to be like Justin Herbert, like when he
Yeah, I
was a
mean, if we're
rookie.
talking
That's what
about
I'm
going
expecting.
into the season,
Yeah,
Justin Herbert's he's a proven commodity.
yeah.
I realistically, I really feel like Justin Herbert, I would take him this year with the weapons that we have and the defense, because Justin Herbert hasn't had, wide receivers that can hold on to the fucking ball except for Keenan Allen, and his
Or stay
defense,
healthy.
yeah, and his defense always finds a way to blow a game. I mean, of course, Matty Eberflus was the same way last year.
Yeah.
But I'm still taking Justin Herbert for this
We'll
upcoming
take
season.
yes. For this season, it's still Justin Herbert. Hopefully next year, some of these will change. The AFC North, Deshaun Watson.
I'm taking Caleb Williams.
I will as well. At one time that seemed crazy, but um, Deshaun Watson, the time off, the controversy, all that,
He just doesn't look the same.
he's taken multiple steps back. He doesn't look like, as Debo called him when we passed on him, and we will forever regret it. Michael Jordan, but he just looks like a guy. And yes, Caleb's better than him, and he's overpaid. So, Joe Burrow.
Oh, it's Joey.
Yes, because I prefaced this before and saying, yeah, they're going to be healthy, then I have to say Joe Burrow. But I don't like it. I mean, I think Joe Burrow is a little overrated. Not to think that he's not good. I just think they're that one Super Bowl run. Everyone's like, well, I guess if he's healthy, that's what he would have done every year. Like, I don't think that's true. Like, you know what I mean? But that part I don't get. I think he's really good. He dominated in college. He had a really good year, and they went to the Super Bowl. But yes, I do think Joe or Caleb isn't as good as Joe Burrow. But I do think he is a tad overrated. I think he's just so humble and so likable and Tom Brady-esque that people don't like to talk bad about him. Lamar Jackson.
I'm going to preface this by saying that in this offense with these coordinators, I don't think Lamar Jackson's a fit. Um, it's like the perfect offense for him in Baltimore. I can't see him being a 30-time drop back quarterback if he needs
Well,
to.
I
And
mean,
when
well, you have to prep. You say the preps it, but I mean, if you have Lamar Jackson, you're going to change a little bit of what you do.
yeah, I
So
know. But if we're going off of, this upcoming year, I will take Lamar, but I'm gonna put an asterisk there.
I don't know. I won't put an asterisk. Lamar is amazing, and he's also proven that if he's on a good team, he'll be good. He's got like a 75, 0.75 win percentage or whatever the hell is.
I love Lamar Jackson. I
And
don't
he's
know.
done it. Well, yeah. I do think there are his peaks. I think it'll be tough for him to win a Super Bowl because people know his downfalls or whatever that is. But I mean, he's two-time MVP. And both those years, he didn't do it just all with his legs. He's passed for, upwards of 3,000 yards and 25, 30 touchdowns. Um, and last but not least, Fields/Russell Wilson.
Yeah, no,
Um,
it's Caleb for
yes,
me.
obviously, our polls has made the decision for us already. Probably for the best. It's probably best for Chicago that I wasn't in charge of making that decision. Um, But yeah, obviously, I mean, Justin hasn't looked good. I'm still rooting for him. I mean, realistically, if you like him or not, you should be rooting for him anyway for the Bears because at least we'll get a fourth round draft pick instead of a sixth. And Poles seems to knows what he's doing. So, and Russ is washed. I think similar to Deshaun Watson outside of this controversy. I think Russ is just getting old. He's undersized. He's a family man. He doesn't.
Well,
To
he's
me,
also taken a beating in his
yeah, I was
career.
gonna say he's taking a beating, and he doesn't have like I said, he's a small guy. It's
Yeah.
crazy that he's still up, and he's not like a. I mean, he's an NFL player, and I'm not one to say talk about anyone's fitness, but he does. He's not like a Jalen Hurts type of swole dude who um who can take all those lumps. I just think he's done. I think his body's not, and I think he's had a great career. I think probably a Hall of Famer. I mean, I would have to see the stats side by side against some other ones, but he's got a Super Bowl, so and he's probably the best quarterback in Seahawks history. But all right, AFC South. I think this is a good one. This is the person I think is the most overrated player in the NFL, Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think he's the most overrated. Um, like I said, I have that for Jalen Hurts, but um this upcoming season, fuck man, it's really hard to take Caleb over. I mean, because just basing it off of what you were saying about, Baker Mayfield, he's thrown for over 4,000 yards and multiple had a 30 touchdown season or whatever it is.
I think Baker's got a little bit of a bigger sample size than Trevor Lawrence. What is he in like year 7 now? Like
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking just this upcoming year, who would I rather have? I'm gonna say Trevor Lawrence.
I think I'm gonna go with Caleb on this one. Like I said before, I think he's overrated. I think Gardner Minshew puts up Trevor Lawrence numbers. I just think he's a good looking guy and he's tall and he had some aura and he was a Heisman winner. But I think he's very overrated, and I think Caleb can come in and do what he did: throw for 4,000 yards, and win 9 games. Um, Nothing special, and he was pretty bad as a rookie. Anthony Richardson,
Caleb Williams.
yeah, same thing. Some of the stuff coming out of some of these joint practices, they're saying Anthony Richardson's just Justin Fields but more of a physical freak. Um, but we will see. But I don't think, and I think Richardson's going to get hurt a lot. Will Levis, our week 1 opponent.
Caleb Williams.
Yeah, obviously, Caleb. Not much to talk about. Will, he's got his mayonnaise and his coffee and his. I think I saw. I don't know if it was parody, but I saw like a mayonnaise cologne or something. I don't know if it was parody, but it was him in a commercial, and it was like I don't know. And then the last team in the AFC South is also interesting one. These guys battled it out growing up. Stroud or Caleb Williams.
Right now, I'm taking CJ Stroud.
I think I would have to agree. Me and you both. I mean, prior to the draft and all that stuff, we're high on Stroud. He came in and proved it, and he's got it on paper, and he played very well with just a group of guys at wide receiver. I mean, I like Nico Collins a lot, and I thought he was going to be better and obviously he has been, but he's still not an elite guy. Tank Dell, 3rd-round pick, not an elite guy. Tank Dell got hurt, and then they had Dalton Schultz. Rickety O line, rookie
Nico
coach,
Collins.
mid defense. They were pretty, they played solid, but I think it was more they were feeding off CJ and him being good on offense. But yes, I think for this year, I think you would have to take CJ Stroud. But I think moving forward, it would just be a toss up. I think it would just be like, oh, well, Caleb's on our team already, so we're gonna ride with Caleb. And now, final division in the AFC. I think a lot of these are interesting. Tua Tagovailoa. I'll give you some time to think. I will say Caleb. I think Tua is a product of his offense. I think Mike McDaniels is a great coach. I think Tyreek Hill is one of the best receivers to ever play. I think Jalen Waddle is a number one wide receiver on most teams. And I think, like I said, he's playing for the top three play caller of the league and surrounded by elite speed.
Yeah, I agree. It's just, I don't want to sit here and be a hypocrite myself and say that I would take an unproven rookie over somebody who has done it in the league already with weapons that, I've
I guess
granted
would
a
be
lot of it,
comparable. Yeah, comparable
you
to
know what I'm
ours.
saying? So,
I get, you know what I mean. You're right. I mean, but I don't. I just think Tua is not it. I mean,
no, I don't
I
think
think it's similar to Purdy. I think Purdy's better than Tua.
I think he's one hit away from it being a career for him. So I will go with Caleb.
Aaron Rodgers, another person Caleb models himself off of.
Yeah, I mean, if this was futures, it's Caleb all day. But if we're talking just one season, we're all in. It's all or nothing with the receivers that we have and the offense that we have and the defense that we have. I'm taking Aaron Rodgers. I'll take 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers over a rookie,
Um,
regardless.
I have obviously a lot of respect for Aaron Rodgers, but I think I might go Caleb on this one. Aaron Rodgers has been bad the last 2 years he's played, and to take the Achilles out of it, and I won't say bad, just way worse than he normally is, and closer to average. And am I thinking he's going to be better than that after he tears an Achilles? I don't know. Like I mean, if you would, I think Tom Brady gives us a little like, oh, Tom Brady was old and he did it, so why can't Aaron Rodgers be old and have a bad Achilles and do it? But I don't think he is. I think the Jets may scrape the playoffs, but I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to throw for 4,000 yards, and I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to have 30 touchdowns. So I think he's just going to be a guy out there.
Yeah,
No,
no, I disagree with you
you think he'll
1000%.
throw for 4,000 yards?
I think he throws for close to 45, if
No
I'm being
way.
honest.
No,
Yes. Yep.
I don't think so.
I think
he didn't do that his last year in the Packers.
I mean,
He was
he doesn't.
healthy, and that was
It
3 years ago.
I'm telling you, I don't know. There's just I think Aaron Rodgers is one of those guys that he needs like a chip on his shoulder to,
Maybe
what I'm saying. And this being the chip on his shoulder, everybody's calling him wash. I think he's got one good year left in him, and I think
I don't.
he's
I would agree there that I don't. I won't say I don't think he has it in him. I just it's hard for me to like seeing how he's played the last couple years, and then he fucking ruptures his Achilles and sits out a year after moving on to a new place and him being better than he was those last 2 years.
I understand that, but Kirk Cousins just tore his Achilles. And granted, he's like 5 years younger, but Kirk Cousins is still getting up there in age as well. And there is no comparison between Aaron Rodgers and Kirk Cousins when it comes to peak play. Kirk Cousins at his absolute peak wasn't even on the same level as Aaron Rodgers.
I just think he's a little younger. I just think he's younger. That's all. I mean, yeah, I agree with you in all that sense. I just think when you're younger, you bounce back from injuries differently. Um, and Kirk has bounced back from a big injury already once too. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure.
I don't know.
We
I would
haven't
take
seen. I don't know. I don't. Again, I don't like Aaron Rodgers.
yeah,
Well, I
I
don't
know.
like. But all right, Drake May. He
Oh,
couldn't
it's
even
Bill.
beat out Brissett. So obviously,
Yeah.
I don't know if
Well,
that's true. He looked pretty
yeah.
good though. I don't get it. I guess if you're thinking like our team's so bad, we're not going to put him out there because we don't want him to get hurt. But I'm of the mind of, but hey, they fucking ruined Justin Fields doing that and Mr. Trubisky. So I mean, what do I know? Last but not least, Josh Allen.
Oh, it's Josh Allen.
Yes, I would agree with you. Wow, he scored. Yes, USC scores with eight
They're
seconds
cashing
left.
out.
All I needed was them to not lose by 3. So we're good. Um, but Josh Allen, obviously, like I said, not much to talk about. Josh Allen is amazing. He's a MVP all on his own. And we can only hope Caleb is, you know what I mean? If Caleb is three-quarters as good as Josh Allen has been, the Bears have a bright future. So,
Oh, absolutely.
um, But yeah, that was Would You Rather for Caleb Williams. Maybe in the middle of the season or something we'll do, we'll take futures into account. But I mean, honestly, there's really no reason to do one with futures into account because if you're taking off of prospects, there's only, I guess, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. Like those are the only two that come to my head where I would 100% say like I don't care what happens in 5 years from now. I'd rather have these guys.